If you're looking to try a fude nib pen but you don't want to break the bank, I recently stumbled across this one, just under £12. I thought it was worth a try. It's a Chinese pen, a Jinhao 159. It's clearly modelled on a Mont Blanc 149, which obviously I'm not expecting it to perform like. But it's metal, it's quite heavy, just under 50 grams. And it comes with a converter, which is great for three reasons. Firstly, on most other pens you have to buy the converter separately, which adds on probably sometimes nearly as much as half the price of the pen for cheap pens. Having a converter means that you can fill it with your own ink, so for example water resistant ink if you want to put a watercolour wash over the top. And obviously it stops you having to buy plastic cartridges which just go straight in the bin when they're empty. So now I've filled it up with ink, let's try using it. So if you're not familiar, fude nibs are bent. So they basically look like my pens did at school after I'd had them for about 3 days and dropped them on the floor. But these are intentionally bent as they were designed for Japanese calligraphy, and they allow you to create varying line widths depending on the angle you hold the pen. You can even turn it over and use it upside down to get an even thinner line for detailed work. Now that's when I noticed the first real difference between drawing with this and using my Sailor Fude de Manon. The Sailor does give a much thinner line, but it's okay. The grip might be a bit fat for some. What I will say is the pen is quite heavy, and to me it's not comfortable to use it posted. The weight distribution feels pretty unbalanced and top heavy. But unposted, I find it smooth and comfortable to hold. So the final test is to draw something with it. I've chosen an urban scene I've sketched many times before, the Crooked House in Lavenham, Suffolk. Might possibly have made it a little bit too crooked, but the purpose of the video was to try out the pen, not to create an architect's drawing, clearly. Having such a wide nib is great for drawing these medieval beams. All in all, I thoroughly recommend this pen. I don't know what the longevity will be like at this stage, as I've only had it a few days. Will it get clogged up after a time, especially if I don't use it for a prolonged period? Obviously only time will tell, but if you're looking for a fude nib fountain pen that comes complete with a converter for just over a tenner, I'd highly recommend buying one of these.